to Rage You Nerds. I'm Mr. Cack, and this is a very special episode. We are talking Ghostbusters Afterlife, and there are not two other nerds I could think of to have on board for this discussion, other than our collective heart, soul, and funk, TJ, and my brother built in blood, designed by the seed of our father, Jared.
That explains so much.
Our dad was the key master. We're about to talk Ghostbusters Afterlife. If you see us on YouTube, hey, like, comment, share, subscribe. We really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, honestly. The more subscriptions we get, the more fun, creative things we can do, and it's fun to do this stuff. But if you want to keep up with us, please make sure to hit that notification bell, so that way you're keeping track of everything. We call it smashing the dinghy.
Smash the dinghy.
So, yeah, we're going to talk Ghostbusters Afterlife. This is a spoiler-free video. So, and we're hopefully going to, give you some insight to either match what you feel going into that movie, but ultimately, by the end of this, all we really want you to do is hear our opinion, digest that, and then go either see the movie or not see the movie. See the movie. All right, boys. So first, I just want to hear your initial thoughts to the film, and since he is a brother of blood, I'll go to Jared first.
Well, man, the movie would have been better had there not been a screaming kid behind us making fire engine sounds or whatever sounds he was making. It lived up to every expectation that I thought it would. It was all that and a bag of potato chips. It touched on every element that I wanted it to touch on, that I hoped it would touch on. And if you're a Ghostbusters fan, you owe it to yourself to go watch this movie and to pay $12 to do so, because it was worth every penny. I want to go back and watch it again, and I may. It was that it hit the right notes. I just want to blurt out stuff, but I won't right now. We had to come back and get together because we just had to let it all out. But yes, every expectation was there. I will tell you this. Nothing about this movie disappointed me. I mean, strictly as cinematography-wise, of course, there's things that I was going to go, oh, that's kind of weird. But, like, the feeling of the movie, I'm a big feel guy. Everything was there that should have been there, that needed to be there. Go watch this movie. TJ?
I would label this movie as really good, but not great. There were a lot of aspects of it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I sit down and smiled and grinned like a damn idiot the entire time I was watching the movie. Seeing certain things, seeing a lot of Easter eggs and callbacks, and it made me like really happy and really nostalgic for Ghostbusters. That being said, that kid behind us, but it was so good. It was so good. It wasn't great. It could have been a little bit better in certain parts. So that's about all I can say without giving anything away. It was a great movie. It was a really good movie. Wasn't great. But that will be in our spoiler full, review of it. You'll see why I don't think it was great. But it was really good. It was really nostalgic. And everyone should go see it and prove me wrong. Tell me why it is great.
It feels almost unfair that I'm doing this now because there's already a video of me on YouTube doing a reaction to this. When I saw the film, the word that I couldn't think of in the moment when literally asked, my initial reaction is like what your thought was on this. I had time while I was driving back home, and it just dawned on me, like, the perfect word I would use for my feeling watching this film, and anyone that is of the same mindset as me, someone that loves Ghostbusters. I mean, I've got my mini puff shirt on. Someone that just loves the franchise Ghostbusters, saw all the Easter eggs. It just felt really rewarding for what it was, a reintroduction to a story that had lied dormant for 30 years. That it did what it needed to do to satisfy a lot of the itches I had that felt unsatisfied for the longest time when thinking about Ghostbusters and where the story left. I think this film did a really good job introducing new characters. It did a really good job of tying together, for sure for me, 1 to 2 original character storylines, and did a great job of giving a sense of newness to a property while also paying a lot of respect to what was there originally. It's so hard, and I've said this in another one. It's so hard to make this movie and just ignore Ghostbusters altogether. I get that there's a lot of critics out there that have taken aim at this and blasted it for maybe overindulging in the Easter eggs or the nostalgia of it all. This is a movie that digs into that nostalgia, but I don't ever feel like it is attempting to milk that nostalgia. This is a story that had a lot of beats that didn't need potentially some of the story parts that pop in later on that gave it, I guess, too much nostalgia. But like alone by itself, when just looking at this family, there's a lot there that just is a story in and of itself. Appreciate that, because if this was just a money grab, they didn't have to put that much thought into it. They didn't have to put that much heart into it. I mean, that's another thing about this story for me, is that there is a strong emotional beat when it comes to thinking of family, thinking of a lost loved one, just thinking of things in general like that felt really good for me to like. I mean, it felt cathartic, and at times also just sad, because it was like, damn, I wish there were moments in my life I could have this ability to process loss or grief as well as this movie laid out for some. And it is, again, it's not a perfect film by any means. For me, and I think my brother Jared has said it before, Ghostbusters is the perfect film. But Ghostbusters Afterlife is a great entry into the franchise. It gives me promise that I would like to see more from this vision to expand the franchise in either a continued linear path or divergent branches, just whatever. I like that there's now hope of many different possibilities that can be available when originally there was none, right? After Ghostbusters 2 and everything just kind of not ever materializing again, there was nothing. There was no hope. The video game almost felt like this is all you're getting, folks. And while I love the video game, that was a tough pill to swallow.
So I do want to say one more thing real quick about the movie that like so I was kind of hit and miss on how well this was going to do. It's been a long time, even since the 2016 reboot. What was really cool tonight, though, other than the screaming child, was I kind of looked around and it's like it wasn't just. I think me and TJ were the only. No. There was a couple just down from us, from Ozark too, by the way. That were just, it was a man and his wife, I guess, or a sister, who knows. But like, other than that, like everybody I felt like in the theater that was a parent had some child with them. So it was neat to see, like, because Grant has told me he wanted to watch it and he probably would have gone tonight too, if we could have just worked that out. But if I go see it again, I'm definitely taking Grant, my son, because he loves Ghostbusters, not quite to the, point that his dad and uncle do, but we got time to work with him. We got time to work with him.
He hasn't had 30 years of watching it yet.
No,
True.
That's true. That's true.
No, I mean, I agree with you. There were of course parents, but there were young children in the theater I went into, and the fact that while I was there in theater at certain points, dressed as a Ghostbuster, insert screenshot of that moment, I got a lot of people that were congratulating me when they were walking. I think they thought I was like a Little Rock street performer that was brought in to hype up the Thursday night viewing of it. I mean, and we were filming in there, so I mean, I don't think that dissuaded them from thinking that. But I also went as a Ghostbuster in my attire for Halloween, and parents and children were coming up to me and be like, "That's a cool costume. That's a cool costume." There was a kid wearing an Egon Spengler outfit, also trick-or-treating, and we basically had a shared moment. Me and someone that had to be 8 years old. He didn't know who the heck I was, but a shared moment of Ghostbusters. It amazes me that to this day still, there is such a strong passion for this franchise, when realistically, it's 2 movies, a reboot, So, I guess 3 movies, but 2 movies of a part of a story, a reboot, and a cartoon.
Video games.
Yeah, video games, VR
cartoons,
games,
yeah.
some augmented reality stuff because that's the new thing. But it just amazes me that the fact that we even got to that point, like that there's still this energy for it at times. Again, I mentioned it in our stream previously that there is a passionate fan base to the Ghostbusters franchise. It's just not as well known or out there as the Trekkies or the Star Wars kids. So, last thing, and then we'll wrap up this spoiler-free chat, is... Oh my god, I forgot what I was going to say.
That's right.
I guess that's it. There we go. This has been our spoiler-free review of Ghostbusters Afterlife. Go watch it, for real. Even if you think it's not going to be a good film, go watch it. Make up your own decision. That is the beautiful thing about living in 2021, is that you actually can go out there and make up your own mind. It's beautiful. So go out there, watch it, give this franchise your money, because that's what I would want you to do. While you're still here, like, comment, subscribe. Tell us if you think we're right or wrong, and we still love you either way. Goodbye, you nerds.
Coming to Yay-How!